The rain had stopped just as Amélie Durant stepped out of the taxi, her heels clicking against the wet cobblestones of Rue de Rivoli. Paris shimmered under the golden haze of streetlights, and somewhere beyond the soft hum of the city, music drifted from an open terrace. Amélie adjusted her silk shawl and walked into Le Ciel Noir, the rooftop bar that overlooked the Seine. She wasn't here for company, only for silence dressed in luxury. At the far end of the terrace, Lucien Moreau sat alone, nursing a glass of champagne. To everyone else, Lucien was the charming entrepreneur whose name graced financial magazines. But tonight he wore anonymity, a plain black suit, no entourage, no headlines. When Amélie's gaze met his across the room, something unspoken lingered between them, soft and magnetic. Lucien rose and approached her with a quiet confidence. "You look like someone who doesn't belong to this noise," Lucien said, offering a half-smile. Amélie's lips curved. "And you look like someone who creates it." Their laughter melted into the low hum of the city as they shared a table by the glass railing, Paris glittering below them like spilled jewels. Hours passed. They spoke of art, ambition, and the things money couldn't buy: freedom, time, forgiveness. Amélie confessed she had left her job in London to paint again, chasing a dream she had buried years ago. Lucien listened, his eyes reflecting something wistful. "Dreams," he murmured, "are the only things that make us feel alive, until we trade them for power." When the waiter brought another round, Amélie noticed the small scar near Lucien's wrist, a detail too human for a stranger who seemed made of marble. She wanted to ask, but Lucien changed the subject, asking about her favorite color. "Velvet blue," Amélie replied. "It reminds me of nights like this, beautiful but fleeting." As the clock neared midnight, thunder rumbled in the distance. The city lights flickered in the mist. Lucien stood and held out his hand. "Walk with me." They wandered through the quiet Paris streets, past the Louvre's glass pyramid and along the Seine, where the reflections of bridges shimmered like ribbons of gold. Lucien stopped at a closed art gallery, its windows covered in linen. "Someday," he said softly, "your work will hang here." Amélie smiled. "How can you be so sure?" Lucien's voice lowered. "Because I'll make it happen." Before she could respond, a limousine pulled up beside them. The driver stepped out, bowing slightly. "Monsieur Moreau, the board meeting awaits." The name struck Amélie like a spark. "No." The same name etched across the skyscraper she passed every day, the empire she once worked for. Lucien's eyes softened with apology. "I didn't want you to know me like that. Not tonight." Amélie stepped back, the magic unraveling into reality. So this was a story, not a moment. Lucien took her hand gently. It was both. The limousine drove away, leaving only the faint scent of cologne and rain. Amélie stood by the river, her heart full of something she couldn't name: sorrow, wonder, hope. When she looked down, she found his lighter on the stone ledge, engraved with the words, "For the woman who made Paris real again." That night, under velvet skies and city lights, Amélie realized not every love is meant to last. Some are meant to awaken you, and disappear like a dream just before dawn.